want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Shalom Israel. I just want to get on topic of, all the cursing and vexation that we're receiving in Babylon the Great today. There's nothing that you can do in this land to appease the so-called white man. Nothing at all. So I just want to shine some light on, that particular curse that we go through and we experience every day, which is cursing and vexation throughout Babylon the Great. And I'm going to start by going to Matthew chapter 5. And this is really for brothers that's in the truth, because, and you'll see why. All right, it says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 11, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name, for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you." Okay, so we catching this hell no matter what. All right, that's why the scripture tells us to arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest in Micah 2:10. So that's the hell that we are meant to catch out here. And it's just it's troubling to see Israel fighting against Israel, camp against camp, and this, that, and the other. Now, there's some things that need be said, when certain camps are teaching certain things. But it's really troubling when we already have the so-called white man, okay, beating us down day in and day out. But then you also have, Israel fighting against each other, and people that's in the truth, So it says for righteousness' sakes, So we fighting against each other. The people are coming against us, saying all manner of evil and lies against us, okay, for the Lord, for Yahushua's name's sake, okay. So that's what's going to happen in this land of oppression, this cruel habitation. This is what's going to transpire. The so-called white man is the main one that I want to get on today, though. So, and all of our other enemies, it don't matter what you do. You so-called white man see you 100 yards away, and he want to come screw with you. And where is that at? That's you can be in somewhere carrying on, walking around, and so-called white man pull up, or somebody call the cops on you. Cops pull up on you, and it's almost like our people are saying, well, what's the harm in that? They're just checking it out. There's a lot of blacks. There's a lot of us going out here doing this, that, and the third. And the issue is they already have guns drawn. Okay, they already have guns drawn. They already ready to destroy us. They already ready to kick us out of their property. I was working out at the park, and something in my spirit just didn't sit right. So, but I was getting towards the end of my workout, I went ahead and left. And then next thing you know, when I was leaving, I see this truck, and it had the name of the park or the city that I'm in. It had the name of the city, and it was like someone for the parks around that city. So he slowed down. It was two guys in the front seats of this truck, and they kind of slowed down as I was turning the corner, leaving the park. So I figured, after a minute, I figured, what, I think they were calling me, and I think I even seen the person who called the cops on me. And it, believe it or not, it was Israel. It was somebody that was Yasha. So that's the issues that I'm talking about. Not so much more as the things that we need that we handle as believers in this truth. We handle certain things, and that's a whole nother video. And I'm not saying I'm against that. I'm with it if it's in the spirit. We're supposed to rebuke our neighbors, so it is what it is. But that's a whole nother video. But I'm talking about the hell that we catching, the curse that we catching, and even people that's not in the truth, they catch the same curses. This is the thing that you should eat and see that it is sweet, because the Most High telling you this is why it's happening. Now you know why it's happening to you. So, I mean, we gotta have an understanding, man. Like, the so-called white man is never going to see things, a lot of brothers that's in this truth, or people who just finding out this understanding, this truth, they think that things are going to be good and be well. It's not, it's actually going to get worse the more you increase your knowledge, okay? And the Lord going to turn up the heat, because guess what? He's trying us trying us as gold, being purified in fire, all right? It says in John 15:20, remember the word that I sent unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also, okay? But all these things they will do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me, all right? So that's also touching us that believe. So don't go out, or newcomers to this truth, don't go out here trying to feel like things are gonna be okay for you. Okay, it's not. The so-called white man is out to kill and destroy the righteous. Okay, the poor righteous man. Like they say, they don't want a black Messiah. And that's in the spirit, because Yahweh is what they consider a black man. It says in Psalms chapter 10, verse 2, the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor. Let him be taken in the devices that he have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blessed the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. And those covetous that the so-called white man seemingly blesses, they are the ones who talk down on us. They're the ones who hate us. Okay, they're the ones who have this spirit on them, to where when they see you, you can already tell that they against you. You can already tell that their heart is not like yours. Their heart is not upright. You can already see that in these children of the devil. Okay, of the so-called white man. Okay, you can already see those things, that they already identifying you, that they are. They already identifying you that your spirit is not like theirs, okay? They already see that thing, okay? It needs to be your bosses, your friends, your family, okay? That's what we rebuke and curse and vexation all day long. That's all we're going to receive in this land, in this cruel habitation. Once you start to learn more and more that we only oppressed and accursed forevermore, then you will understand that, we are the children of the Most High God. Like it says in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 46, okay? That these things will be on us for a sign and for a wonder. These curses that we experiencing are going to be on us for a sign and a wonder. We're the ones that walk around this land and we're not given a fair shake, okay? That's why a lot of Jake believe that some Mexicans don't even receive the same type of some of the northern kingdom don't receive the same type of treatment as the so-called black man. But it's there. They known for many of those curses and those proverbs and those and they have bywords. So and they've been oppressed by the so-called white man. It's just that the white man tries to split us up, have us fighting against each other. The so-called white man has us split up as if we don't suffer the same things, okay? So don't let that seducing spirit turn you into a mocker. The so-called the nations of the northern kingdom are our people as well, and they have these curses on them as well. Okay, this is Psalms chapter 120, verse 6, my soul hath long dwelt with him that hateth peace. And that's the so-called white man. Okay. The only thing that comes out of his mouth is strife. Okay. He raises up strife and contention. Okay. Against the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, against all Yasharala. Okay. They doing something. That's where those evil suspicions come from. You know, the so-called white man, from them proverbs that we known for. Yeah, everybody do it, but that's the thing though. That's the curse that's on us, where that's our sign. That's the proverb that they have on us. Oh, you know, black man ain't gonna stick around with his family and this, that, and the other. Just all types of offensive cursing and proverbs that's over the black man, that's on the black man, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man. Okay. Like we're dumb. They call Mexicans dumb all the time. Just because they don't speak English, they use that as an occasion to say that they dumb. Okay, and they only put them on these lawns and stuff. Have them doing landscaping work, just cutting the grass and stuff like that. All right, calling Hispanics and Mexicans beaners and whatever. So-called Mexicans, just like so-called blacks. Blacks love white men, and so-called Mexicans think he's a white man. Okay, Uncle Tomahawk and Uncle Tom's. You know, we all had these curses on us when we all are foolish, man. We all do foolish things, man. We all sottish children. Okay, so it says, my soul is long dealt with him that hateth peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. And then if you go to Hebrews 12 and 16, you'll see. And that's what Esau is all about. He's a man that hate peace, and they draw swords when you speak the truth. Okay? And if you go to Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16, you'll see, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of his meat sold his birthright. So you can be profane as Esau. Okay, and as Yahushua said to the people, he said, you are of your father the devil. Once you start exposing everything that's in your heart, in your mind, once you start exposing the way that your evil brain thinks, man, that's when you show whose team you on. Okay, that's how it shows that thing. All right, and the so-called white man has totally poisoned our people to sit here and hate each other, fight against each other, even with this truth coming out. You so busy trying to fight against the truth, all right? You so busy trying to fight against the truth that you are continue to not make things look good for your people, okay? And you want to say, well, we need to come together. That's man's wisdom, because you don't truly mean that, okay? You can't just say those things without experiencing these curses. And then once you experience these curses and can agree on that, you will see that you can't do anything in this system of oppression. Our forefathers have done that. According to this world, they have done it big time. Black Wall Street, hell, even the Dark Ages. We've done it before, all right? We've been there, done that. Now it's time for what? Obedience, all right? So don't be profane as Esau, hating your brother, making it hard for your brother, being a sweeping rain, okay? That's what it says, when the poor oppresses the poor. It's like a sweeping rain, okay? So that we're not going to catch any breaks here in Babylon the Great, man. We ain't going to catch no breaks. All right? The so-called white man is out to kill us. They want to deal wisely with us. Let's go visit that scripture. It says in Exodus chapter 1, verse 8, now there rose up a new king in Egypt, which knew not Joseph, and he said unto his people, okay, there's a separation. So-called black men want to be cool with everybody. So-called black men want to invite everybody into this truth, give everybody this salvation. That means you don't really care about the salvation of the Most High God. All right? You don't really care, because the Lord said keep judgment. We're supposed to keep his judgments. His judgment is what? He who lead into captivity must go into captivity. He who killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. All right? But y'all want to sit up here and say that y'all greater than the Most High God. You know, we're gonna show mercy. All right, when the Lord, you rather put this man away. The so-called white man need to be put, you know, need to put off all his teachings, all his doctrine, and put shameful spewing rather on it. Okay? And what? Like it says in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 11. It says, and have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. So that's what we're supposed to be doing in these last days. Okay, not having fellowship with the so-called white man who has been given the power of death, okay, to kill, okay. We're not supposed to be trying to be like them, talking like them. Okay, there's a level of survival that you have to have. You can't go out there talking as if you're an unlearned person to get one of them jobs, but at the same time, don't have a tongue like him, a lying, deceitful tongue. Okay, that's what that's saying. So it says, come, it says, and he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. See, that's the way the so-called white man look at you. That's why he deal with you the way that he deal with you. Okay? Nobody cares when the so-called black man is killed. And look what they do with your body parts. It's been speculated that they take your body parts, you know, because your body parts are much more stronger, and they get it for free because nobody cares about you. Okay? Your flesh is accursed. Okay? Even the flesh of your body, that's another curse on us. All right? It says, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. See, they don't want us to go because look, we built this whole land. We brought a lot of, we slaves. Like it's been said before, nobody has bought us. They want to keep it that way. They want to keep their kingdom. So only thing that you're going to find in this system of oppression is that mission within every other nation that is confederate against you. Okay, that's the mission statement that they had, is to keep you down. All right, lest you leave, lest we lose them. That's why they keep your mind bound. Okay, and they keep those mental yokes on your neck and on your brain, on your heart. Okay, that's why you're supposed to acknowledge these things that's happening with you and mourn and cry out to the Most High God that He deliver you from these things. Okay. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Crying out that the Most High God will deliver us. It says, our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease. That's the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who love this system of oppression, who love to have it this way, that we be led over by our oppressors, and that we listen and go after folly and madness and prophets that prophesy falsely. That's all we want. We want to hear sweet things. Okay. Those types of people, our soul is exceedingly filled with the scorning of those that are at ease and the contempt of the proud. You understand that? Okay? That's what's going on with Israel at these times, That's all they're doing. Scorning, scoffing, just like our enemies. All right? So that's what we are supposed to be doing in these last days, crying out to the Most High God. All right. So it says, so that's their mission statement. Like I said before, they're going to scorn anything that's contrary to, they're going to scorn and spew evil, swelling words on anything that comes from the scriptures that leads the people out mentally. That's why the scriptures say, come ye out of her and be not partakers of her sins. Okay? Don't be partakers with Babylon the Great. Okay? Mentally, you depart from this evil way, from this way that only leads to your hurt. All right. It says, therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. Right. It says, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities. Okay. Pithom and Ramses. Okay. So look, that's what the so-called white man is putting these fake prophets in the form of entertainers. Okay. That's sports, TV, television, and people, music. Okay. They put those people over us, and we continue to be blind, and we build up for America, right? For Babylon the Great, and for modern day Egypt, all right? Modern day Pharaoh, okay? We please the king, and we hate each other. We depart from each other. We carry on in wickedness. All these things benefit this system of oppression, because when we bow down and pray to the Most High God, he's going to come and hear our prayers. Okay, but everybody feels like everything is good. Everybody feels like they're not. A lot of people feel like they're not oppressed. A lot of Israelites, the people who matter, the people who count, they feel like they are not oppressed. They feel like everything is good. Like, they go to their lovers, right? They feel like their lovers is the ones who's ruling over them. They love Babylon the Great. They love to have it this way. It says, and they built. It says in verse 12, Exodus chapter 1, verse 12. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Right. So that's the way they seeing it, and it takes the believer of Israel out of it. You're gonna catch this hell no matter what. Okay, that's why the Lord he's smiting you, but you're being smitten all day, every day by the so-called white man. But it's our job to identify and understand, stop and wonder, and cry out to the Most High God. It says in Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 3, O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them. Talking about Israel. The Lord has stricken us, okay, with the curses, okay, in Babylon, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. Okay, that's what we doing what we see our people doing these last days. That's why you got the brothers out there speaking the truth. Okay, but listen, we all going to catch that hell, just like it's being spoken of in Exodus right here. Okay, so it says they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. Right. So what they started to do, the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, make them work even harder. And that's what's happening right now. Everything costs so much. All right. You know how that saying, you'll never have as good as your parents. Man, I talked to my grandfather. He worked for 40 cents an hour, and he was able to muster up a down payment for a house. All right. 40 cents an hour, then moved up to $1.50 an hour. Okay. You could buy groceries with change back then. Okay. Now it don't matter if you make it $20 an hour. You barely making it. All right. You got people up here talking about living in vans and RVs, man. That ain't life. That's not living. But look, our people look at that and they wave it off. We used to be kings and queens. We used to be kings and princes. Okay? Not queens. We used to be kings and princes. We used to rule. All right? But look what happened. And there was queens, as a matter of fact. That's not upright in the Most High God, but basically at one point in time, blacks were on top. Okay, Native Americans, they had what? The Mayan, the Incas. Okay, they had kings and stuff there, man. But what happened? So-called white man came and just the Lord brought us very low, because we've been smitten, but we still don't understand what's going on. Those people that was in those positions didn't even care for Israel. They didn't care for their so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American, what you would call them today. Okay, they didn't care for their people. So the Most High God did what? He brought these curses on us, heavy, right? On our forefathers. So what it says, the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, right? All right, so it's going to affect you too, black man that don't think that you Israelites and whatnot. Okay, black woman who want to sit up here, marry to other nations, and black man. Okay, Native Americans, Indians, the same thing. you know, and the so-called Latinos, they do the same thing, okay, thinking that they getting one up, thinking that they good. Evil suspicion clouding their judgment, okay. It says, made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter and hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve with rigor. See there? That's what they doing. They turning up the heat. When this word and this truth come out, they finna start trying to kill us. All right? It's gonna be the same thing. You ain't gonna escape this right here. All right? You're not gonna escape this thing. Like it's saying in Isaiah chapter 28, like you feel like you're gonna flee. You're not gonna be affected by the scourge. Most High God gonna destroy you. He gonna allow you to be destroyed by the thermonuclear destruction and by the so-called white man that's coming in like a flood. And that's all your enemies. Different enemies gonna affect you, right? So it says, and the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives. So he taking it a step further, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. It says, and he said, when ye do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew woman, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. And that's another thing when it comes to our women, talking about, you know, the Lord speak to y'all too, and this, that, and the other. Listen, the Lord put the man over the woman. Simple as that. And I ain't finna go into scripture about it. Y'all don't like it, it don't matter. When the so-called white man come and start raping you, you see that you need a man that to protect you. You so-called dykes, y'all gonna be broken, okay? Y'all gonna be broken and by the so-called white man for fun, okay? With raping and all manner of other evil things he's gonna do to you, okay? Y'all women are out of order, all right? But that shows right there that the man is the one who leads and rules, because they tried to kill the man, not the woman, but the man right here, the sons. And another thing I want you to look at is this is not somebody who is considered righteous or not righteous according to the scripture. They just gonna deal with you like that because they just that evil. I'm gonna have to do a part 2 to this. I gotta go back to work to this plantation. So shalom Israel, till next time.